to Always Real Talk. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Today I'm excited to have in the studio my good friend AmAni. AmAni,
Hey.
welcome to Always Real Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, let me thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Let me tell you how, one, excited I am that you're here, but more importantly, how excited I am about what you are still doing.
After all these years, Kwame.
After all these years, you are still making it happen.
Pushing on, pushing on, pushing on.
I'll tell you, push that. What? Push that, push.
Yes, yes.
So, there are a lot of people that talk about being an entrepreneur, right? And then some people just talk about being an entrepreneur. And some people dream about being an entrepreneur.
And then some people actually live being an entrepreneur. And I'll take it from there and let you know that I live being an entrepreneur.
Wait, let me say this. I know that.
Because we go how far back?
We go a long way back.
Since we were teenagers.
Since you were teenagers. And let me just say, you've always been the trendsetter. You've always been the energy. You always have, done things out of the box. And let me say, when you're, a grade school student, most people aren't thinking about being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Well, they are now.
Right.
But I'm talking about back then.
Back then.
They wasn't thinking about really being an entrepreneur, but she was taking that thing back then.
Yes.
And people would say, what is she doing?
Yes.
And you was what? The stylist.
Because it was unthought of back then.
Unthought of.
It was unthought of. It was, we were taught to get a job, take care of home, be happy. But my happiness was different. My happiness came in being my own boss and figuring out how to become my own boss and making that happen. So a little bit of background on me. I started my career in fashion. I went to school for media and fashion. So I infused communications with the fashion world, which then transpired for me into becoming a lifestylist. Now we're talking about 25 plus 30 years of doing this business.
But but that sounds like, I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold that point.
Right.
Because that sounds so good.
Yes, and it sounds so easy.
And it sounds so easy. But
it's not.
I remember you started off, you was a stylist. And you were, and I guess, cutting hair?
Cutting hair.
I mean,
a barber style. Let's keep it real.
I mean, real talk. So, today, I can't go into a barber shop and see a woman cutting hair.
Cutting hair.
I mean, a traditional barber shop.
Right.
That's not what you, and how many years ago did you start this?
15, 20.
15, 20
Now,
years
you'll
ago.
find more women today doing it, but when I started at Kwame, there was barely Do you remember?
I get my hair cut. So I know.
So you know how hard it was to sit a man in my chair?
Well, first of all, real talk.
Real talk.
I'm just not. I knew you, so I knew you could cut hair.
Right.
But if I didn't know you could cut hair, I don't know if I just walked in and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and let you cut my hair.
And
not because you was a woman. First of all, I'm already picky about who cuts your hair.
My hair.
Anyway.
Right.
Right. So the old saying: if the person's sitting near the front door, who's sitting in the
they
back,
can't cut.
Right? I mean, that's real.
And I was in the middle.
And so
I was in the middle.
So depending on where you were sitting in the barbershop, depends on if I first got to the barbershop, I don't know, right?
Exactly.
And then my point is that you've overcome so much as just a minority cutting hair, a woman cutting hair,
female in the business,
a female in the business,
and a male dominating business.
And it's always interesting because women are smarter than men, but I mean, I guarantee you, they just thought they were the best thing since sliced bread when you walked in there.
Exactly, and guess what else? Women know how to make men feel.
Well, that's true.
So when you're omitting and overlooking a woman who knows exactly how to make you feel, knows exactly how you should look, for me, it was head to toe, though. So it came fashion, personal grooming. I wanted to raid your closet. I wanted to come in and make sure you were okay for the upcoming event. But when I got into basic barbering, for me, I looked at how people were cutting their hair at the time, and it was nothing what I thought it should be. To me, a haircut for a man should have been a hair shampoo, shampooing your hair, cutting your hair, mini facial, and a hair massage. That's a haircut for me, which turns into an experience. Exactly.
That is an experience.
And some people can't appreciate that, but there are many men that do. And when I first started cutting, I wasn't that good. I mean,
well,
I wasn't that good, but I had the eye. But Kwame, I had the eye. So it was a matter of time before I got good. And when I did get good, I went from sitting, does anybody need any help? I'm sitting in my chair. Oh, you look nice, but no. To the next thing I know, I walked in the door and I had 7 people waiting for me at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I tell you what, hold that thought. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of those early experiences, some of those challenges that you experienced early on. Every entrepreneur experiences a challenge.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about some of those challenges, but more importantly, how you overcome them, how we overcame them, and you're still
That's the key.
See, I know the difference between overcome,
That's the key.
right? Okay, make sure I got that correct. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're here with AmAni, and we're just talking about the experience of a woman cutting hair 25, 30 years ago. And I want you to hold that thought, because I really think that people need to understand some of those early experiences that you had that, made you, when you finish at night and you wrap up your clippers.
Or you leave them there because you go back and you're cutting the next day. Leave them there. It's your home-based barbershop.
And, since I cut hair, I just remember wrapping up and going
home.
But you wrap up and you leave there. And,
yes.
And it had to be times you just wanted to quit. Situations that just made you say, is this what I should really be doing? What are some of the challenges that you experienced, and how did you overcome them?
One of the challenges was not earning an income.
Well, that's
real talk. So you have to figure out how you are going after your dreams, your goals, and surviving at the same time, which is where fashion came in, because I was a stylist before I became a barber. So I leaned on my fashion expertise, which kept me afloat while I learned the barbering industry, because it was something that I was very much interested in. I knew how I wanted a man to look, and half of the time I'm looking at a man and he's thinking, oh, she's checking me out. No, I'm looking at how your hair should be cut, the type of shoes you should wear.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. But you're thinking I'm down your throat, but you want me. No, I want to change you. Oh. I want to bring out the inner you. Whoa. The new you, the rejuvenated, revived, refreshed you. And I dug my foot in that industry and marked myself as becoming that barber that did everything. It was more than just a haircut, Kwame. It's not just a haircut. It's more than just a haircut. It goes with your lifestyle.
But I know there had to be moments or times. I've been in barbershops, and barbershop talk is barbershop talk.
Oh, it's real talk. You talk about real talk. That's real talk.
In the barbershop.
Yes.
And we're gonna go in the barbershop.
And they're gonna talk about you.
We're gonna go to our barbershop. We're gonna have some filming just in the barbershop, because people just need to understand.
You have to sit down and talk.
It's almost
like
the
community. It's where the community comes.
It's where it is. My son says, "Dad, can you cut my hair?" No, you need to go to the barbershop. I can cut his hair, but he needs to have, every male needs to have that barbershop experience. But tell me about your experience. See, you on the other side, and you're a woman on the other side. That's better than the man cutting next to you.
So let me tell you.
Tell me about one of them experiences that made you say, I want to give up, but you didn't.
I only had 5 years in the business. So when I became a barber, Kwame, I knew that I wanted to take my barbering career to the next level, which was to offer an environment where men came and felt at home and got all of the glamming and grooming services that women did. It was unheard of back then. People were saying a manicure, a hand massage, a facial. But if you talk to another man who indulged in that lifestyle, it was very familiar with him. So I went in an area where it wasn't familiar to the man and exposed them to what it's really like to have a proper, as I say, haircut.
Okay.
You can't cut hair on dirty hair. Comes out better when it's clean. You have to shampoo the hair. It's not wash. You wash clothes. You shampoo hair.
But isn't it a little different? This is real talk, right?
Different way.
Isn't it a little different, like when you get your hair cut, or you wash your hair?
Shampoo your hair.
And if it doesn't dry properly, you just can't. Then you cut it. Then
then you have end sticking out, and
then you come back home. I mean,
because what was the first thing you used to do when you got out of the chair? You went home and you shampooed your hair.
Yeah.
Isn't that the first thing you did when you left?
That's the first
Why would you leave a barbershop and go home and shampoo your hair when you can get all those services done in the barbershop?
That's what the barbershop. That's what the man at the barbershop told me, because he didn't know as much as the woman know to actually can educate me better. So
until I came along.
Until you came.
Until I came along. And actually showed you a different experience and a different way of life, and that was indulging in you.
Now, did you ever run into a situation where that you? I know the answer is yes, but I gotta do this because this is what I have to do, right? Did you ever run into? Well, tell me about this.
Was I tried?
Tell me about.
Was I tried?
Come on,
was I tried in the barbershop?
You telling me about the
I was tried in the barbershop.
You telling me about getting a haircut and shampoo, and we want to know about those experiences in the barbershop as a female barber with a whole bunch of men walking in the barber, looking at you all crazy, good ways and bad ways and no ways, and and you overcame that. Right? We have young women, we have women in Washington that want to cut hair, or they're going through some other experience. And what you bring to the table can help them overcome that today.
Well, you have to be comfortable around the people you work with and your clients. If you're not comfortable in this industry or environment, it's not going to work for you. We talked earlier about being a fit. And places being a fit, and people being a fit for you, and things being a fit. If you can't, it's called tough skin to be in a barbershop, to be around.
That's what tell me about this.
All men. I was raised around men my whole life. So it was a normal environment for me to go into a barbershop and become a barber. And mind you, Kwame, I became a barber on a bet.
Yeah, but when we come back, we're going to talk about that bet. We're going to talk about some of the experiences that took place that made you feel uncomfortable and how you overcame those experiences.
Oh, I got a great story to tell.
Well, we're going to be right back. Always real talk. Welcome back. We're here with AmAni, and we're talking about not only entrepreneurship, now we're not talking about perseverance, we're talking about strong, intelligent, lifestyle, fun, get your hair washed after you get it
shampooed.
Okay, shampooed. But I can't say wash.
No, because you wash clothes and you shampoo hair.
Okay, shampoo your hair.
That's right.
Okay,
it's terminology.
You do it 2 times or do it 1 time?
Twice.
3 times? Okay, twice. Then how many times you rinse it?
You open twice. 3 times, because then you have the conditioner in it, so you have to rinse the conditioner
See,
out. See, it's steps to this. It's levels and it's steps to this. Well, you need to know the steps and the terminology.
I just know rinse, wash.
Rinse, wash. Right.
Condition,
right.
That's it.
It's for the expert to know it. It's not for you to know it. That's why you come and sit in our chair.
But no, real talk. You're in there.
Yes.
Female entrepreneur.
Yes.
Male-driven industry.
Dominated.
For now. Things change.
Was then back then. And things have changed.
Over 20 years in the business. How did you do it? What is that one thing that you just said, man, I had to fight my way through that to be here today to still talk about not just the fact of cutting hair,
yes,
but more importantly, creating a lifestyle brand.
A goal.
Awesome.
Your goal in life will take you where you want to go. And part of what I knew that I wanted to do was I wanted to know all facets. I worked my way through college doing ladies' hair. I became a fashion stylist early. You probably don't know this about me, but at 7, I was raiding my mother's closet, my grandmother's closet, my aunt's closet. I was calling my girlfriends over, come over here and be my model, my mannequin. And I was dressing them. I was doing their hair. I was telling you what to put on your fingernail polish down to your shoes. So it went head to toe for me. And then as I grew and realized what I wanted under my belt and what I wanted to know how to do, that encompassed the man, because I had already styled men and ladies. Then I was doing ladies' hair. Why not know how to cut a man's hair? So being a woman in an industry where it's male dominated, where men won't sit in your chair, but they'll sit in your chair and talk to you. They'll let you massage their scalp, but they won't let you put a clipper to their scalp until they look and see your work. But you get challenged. So along the way, I was challenged. I had a whole lot of challenges. I had to work through the humor, the skepticism of what women can actually do. And to give you a funny story, I had a young man sit in my chair one day. Came in the barbershop and he was live and in full effect, as we say, live. Oh, you got this young tenderoni in the shop cutting. But you got it. But he was loud about it, Kwame. He wanted everybody to know. I need her to work on me. I need all eyes focused on me. So I said, okay, well, have a seat in my chair. Now the barbers know me, okay, because the barbers are my brothers. So they all know, brothers from the other mothers. They all know me.
Okay.
Running his mouth. So I let him talk. I cut his hair. Wouldn't stay quiet in my chair. So when I got to his face, now what is the one thing that a man loves? His beard, his mustache, and his goatee. May not have a beard, but he keeps a mustache. May not have a goatee, but he keeps a mustache. But he kept running his mouth. You got a fiance, but you want me to put a salon in your basement? Because I was saying, oh, you do construction. I'm taking my shop home. I need personal space. You know, maybe I'll hire you to do some work for me, blah, blah. Women with men, you don't have the right man. You need a man that can do construction, baby girl. No, I need a man that's quiet.
Yeah, that's the barbershop.
And listen, that's the barbershop.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. But you can't tell me what I need. I know what I need. So he was talking and he was entertaining the barbershop, because they entertain in the barbershop. He brings laughter. And I said, so what would you like me to do with this? And I just went like this. That always means your face. Cut it off, baby girl. Just cut it off. No man ever wants you to cut his mustache. Okay? My experience. No man just, you know. Today they do, but back then, men were wearing their mustaches. The first thing I went to was his mustache. When I cut half of that mustache off, wait a minute, when I say it was silence, the rest of his visit and all, you know, barbers talk through the mirror, but we're talking through our eyes. So we're talking through the mirror, and they're looking at me saying, when is Monty going to check him? We just waiting for her. Like, what is she going to do? I cut that mustache off. That silenced him. So one of the ways that I learned how to overcome some of the things that men put me through was letting them know that I had control of the clippers.
Oh, that's the right way.
So when you have control over the clippers, they tend to sit still and sit quiet and wait till their experience and their service is over.
Well, let me tell you, you've overcome so much to be where you are today. And, you know, we had Mr. Marvelous here earlier. And let me tell you,
I saw you talking about trending.
Oh, we talk about trending and we talk about lifestyles. We come back, we're going to talk about the lifestyle event.
Yes.
Which
was phenomenal.
Thank you for inviting me. It was great.
Thank you for
wonderful.
coming.
We had a great time.
Yes.
I wore some things that, you know, it was a little shaky for me, but I put them on. And I became comfortable in some of the items that you
tried on. Because we tried the new you, the inner you. We wanted to do something different. The fit.
Yeah, thank you for introducing me to Mr. Marvelous.
Absolutely.
He was in the studio earlier. I mean, we had a great time. Matter of fact, let's show our viewers. Let's play the clip of Mr. Marvelous in the studio at Always Real Talk. Welcome back to Always Real Talk Lifestyle segment. We're still here with Mr. Marvelous. Let me tell you, Mr. Marvelous, let me just thank you also again for being back. And how did you get started? You know, what are some of the things that really made you have a love for what you do today?
Well, you know, the funny thing is I've always had a love for design. Growing up, I always wanted to be an architect, but never did I realize I would be an architect of the fashion world. I went to school. I got a degree in mechanical engineering. I did that for about 3 years. Never feel completely fulfilled in that field. So one day I was on my face in the middle of my living room figuring out what was I put here to do and what was I meant to do. Not knowing that within the next couple of months I would be thrown into a company such as Nordstrom, which is a fashion pioneer, who could actually catapult my dreams and what I actually had brewing down inside of me.
Wow. So how long have you been at this thing? This serious expertise that you carry, helping people all over the world understand fashion and fashion trends. How long have you been doing this?
Professionally, I'll say about 5 years.
And you know, most of us, we do a lot of stuff unprofessionally,
right,
which is still professionally, in my opinion. How long have you been doing it for?
Well, in that case, forever.
Forever. That's what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people don't know that you are an awesome events planner. Well, you know, you got the fashion, you got the styles, you got the events planners. You know, tell me about your event planning.
So basically, I have this event, you know, that I'm cultivating right now. It's called the Men's Lifestyle Trend Event.
Oh,
so
hold up, let's back
basically,
up. What is it called again? I want them to hear what this
let's
is.
slow it down.
Right.
Men's Lifestyle Trend Event.
This was an awesome event. I participated. As you can see, here's some of the fine wear that you picked out that I didn't think at first, but then when I put it on, it fit well. I got so many compliments in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hanging belt. You know, I didn't know about the hanging belt, but I got the hanging belt. It's a trend. Tell us about that event. You touched so many people. It was a phenomenal event. People were there, facials, and people were getting their hands rubbed, and there was a band playing, and people were buying merchandise. Tell us about that event and why you wanted to bring those type of events here to this area.
Well, the thing is, there's a lack in the men's division. Women have so many outlets and so many different things that show them what's trending and what's hot in the women's world. So I wanted to actually bring that to the men's world and give them a taste of what they can actually tap into themselves. So basically what this event is based around is our made to measure event, where you can come in and get custom suiting at premium quality, but at a reduced price during the month of March. So basically when you come in that Saturday, you can get to experience different things like a facial from Jack Black, live music to induce, you know, your senses and what's going on, and actually get, you know, a visual of different trends and what's happening in the fashion world for men.
Now, also, I don't smoke cigars, but I saw this little section, and you had people doing hand-rolled made cigars.
Right, cigars,
there, local
right on the
folks.
spot.
That was awesome. That seemed to be a good highlight. The dressing room was a highlight too. A lot of people were going in and out,
Right.
really looking at things that you were picking out. And you had a good taste for a lot of different people that was there, which I thought was very unique, right? Some people have their style, and they try to put their style on everyone.
Right.
And it seemed like you really looked at the personalities, you really looked at who they were, and then you created a style that was very specific for them. So let me tell you, hats off to that. And how does one get in contact with you as it relates to whether it's your event planning, whether it's being a personal stylist for men? How do they contact you?
Well, the key source location that you can probably find me is on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram, IG.
IG.
What's your handle? We got to get that handle, baby.
Is at HisMarvelouslife.
His Marvelous Life. IG, His Marvelous Life. My good friend, he's in the studio. Always Real Talk with Mr. Marvelous. We'll be right back.
What's up? It's your boy Marvelous on IG at HisMarvelouslife. And if it's always real talk, you know it's going to be real.
Welcome back to Always Real Talk. We're here talking about that phenomenal event that you
Wasn't
had.
it?
Oh my goodness,
Wasn't it?
people were rolling. I'm not a smoker, but people were rolling cigars. People were massaging my toes. They were massaging my ears and my nose. And then they slid me over. They said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We can fit you with all this." Then they told me about some lifestyle. They had me in suede coats and ripped jeans and all this stuff, but it was comfortable.
And it was your fit.
And it was perfect
for
me.
You.
Not only that, the music was great.
Yes.
Walk us through this event, and I know that's what you do, and I know you do it well, and I want to say that was a phenomenal event.
And I was glad to be a part of it. It's my second time being a part of the Men's Lifestyle Trend event that's in Pentagon City, Virginia. I was asked by Marvelous. Marvelous was here with you. Marvelous invited
Mr.
me to be a
Marvelous.
part. And to piggyback on what we talked about, I infused my exfoliating hand massages in that event.
I
So
didn't
remember
get
when
one.
I told you
I
when
know,
I was
I didn't get
I don't know
one.
how
I
you
was-
skipped. That's because we were so busy in the dressing room.
I mean, he was so
We
telling
were
me that I can now wear sweats with loafers.
With loafers.
And I was
Your jogger pants.
The jogger pants, you know.
Your tailored sport look.
My tailored
Remember, that's your
sport-
tailored sport
sports
look.
I got the hoodie with the jacket. I said, okay. I'm stepping out of my element because it was my what?
Fit. It was, and that event for me was a fit because it was talking about lifestyle, which is what I do. I'm a lifestylist. I create a personal experience for each and every one of my clients. So that was a perfect fit for me to be in the middle of the floor doing exfoliating hand massages, which is just one of the things I did. But then I took you to the back, and I'm not gonna say made you over because you don't need a makeover.
Oh no, you.
But
made
I
me over.
showed you
I don't
different.
know
But
that.
I showed you different looks.
Well, it was a whole bunch of looks. You're like, okay, hey, you're really good, but let me show you a little bit of something I have. And I walk in this room.
Let's jump outside the
and It
box.
was like the store. It was like the other part of the store. The whole men's section was sitting there waiting for me to try all the men's section on.
And then we have a ball?
And we had a ball.
We had a ball.
Great time.
Yes.
Got some great items.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. You know, it's always good to see you.
It's always good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your story.
I can't wait to come back.
Ordinary people doing extraordinary.